Hello, everyone, and welcome to the latest installment in Applied Marketing Sciences Insights for Innovation Coffee Break webinar series. Today's presentation is entitled Want the Right Answers, Ask the Right Questions, How to Conduct Successful Voice of the Customer Interviews. My name is Patty Yanes. I am a manager at Applied Marketing Science, and I will be your host for today's webinar. Your regular host of the series, John Burns, is out on assignment, so I will be filling in for today. Our presenter today is a principal at Applied Marketing Science, Kristen Corrigan. Kristen has been with AMS for over 10 years, and during that time, she has helped a wide range of companies in B2B and B2C markets conduct voice of the customer interviews. Whether it's on location at a job site, in a research facility, or on the phone, Kristen has extensive experience conducting and getting the most out of voice of the customer interviews. Welcome, Kristen.
Thanks, Patty.
We call our series Coffee Break Webinars because the purpose of each webinar is to provide a short presentation highlighting key topics related to innovation and insights. These presentations are not comprehensive, but instead touch upon key points we believe are important to successful innovation. Just so everyone knows, all microphones, except ours of course, are on mute to minimize noise so everyone can hear, but we will take questions at the end, and I'd encourage you to submit questions by typing them in the chat window on the right side of your screen. We are recording the session as well, so for that reason, if you could turn off speakers on your computers, we'd appreciate it. With that, I'll turn it over to Kristen and we can begin.
Thank you, Patty, and thanks to everyone for joining us today, where we'll discuss how to conduct successful voice of the customer interviews. And let me just start off by clarifying that when I say voice of the customer interviews, you might call this process voice of the consumer or consumer needs gathering. And this all means pretty much the same thing. So in the webinar today, we'll cover 3 topics. First, I'll discuss what voice of the customer interviewing is and why we interview customers. And next, I'll spend some time outlining the interview structure and some best practices of how to interview customers. I'll also share some tips and tricks. And the last thing is Patty and I will conduct an example interview so you all can hear the techniques firsthand. And we'll make sure to have plenty of time at the end for Q&A. What is a voice of the customer interview? These interviews are qualitative. The one-on-one discussions with customers are qualitative in nature, and by this I mean the interview investigates why and how as opposed to looking at how many. We use qualitative interviewing when we want to go deep into a customer's issues and experiences and explore nuances. In depth. The goal is to have detailed conversations around a given set of topics. As an interviewer, your goal is to hear your customer's thoughts and experiences in their own words. Depth is more important than breadth. The goal is to uncover customer needs and explore in great detail why customers behave in the ways that they do. The analysis of the interviews will be holistic, meaning that all of the nuggets of data that we gather from each and every interview should be looked at collectively in order to see the bigger picture story. It's a guided conversation. These interviews are guided. No one discussion will ever be the same, and nor should it be. Every respondent you speak to will give different answers, and this is perfectly okay. The goal is to have a discussion, not to collect yes or no answers to a battery of questions. The best practice is to use a discussion guide to direct your conversation. And this is a document that lists key questions and points which you want to make sure to cover during your interview. It should be used as a guide and not a script.